Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of Federalism. The topics that we'll study today are balance of power between federations, roots of formation of federation, and features of federalism. After this video lesson, you would be able to tell about the different routes of formation of federation, differentiate between coming together federation and holding together federation, and also discuss the features of federalism. We have already studied about federalism, what exactly federalism is, and there is a different balance of power in different federations. And the exact balance of power between the central and the state government varies from one federation to another. It's not the same in all the federations. This balance depends mainly on the historical context in which the federation was formed. It depends a lot on that. That we'll understand further. There are two kinds of routes through which federations have been formed. Let's talk about the different routes of formation of federation. Federations are formed in two ways, and based on that, we can classify federations into two. The first one is coming together federations, and the second one is holding together federations. Now let's understand coming together federation and holding together federation with the differences between them. Coming together federation, as the name suggests, when different states, different independent states come together on their own to form a bigger unit by pooling sovereignty and retaining identity that can increase their security. So different states coming together and forming a big country by pooling their sovereignty is called coming together federation. On the other hand, when we talk about holding together federation, on contrary, a large country decide its to divide its power between the constituent states and the national government. Such federations are called holding together federation. In coming together federation, as the different states on their own will come together and form a big nation, all the constituent states usually have equal power and are strong vis-a-vis the federal government. So the state governments are stronger and strong in comparison to the federal government whenever we have coming together federation. However, in the holding together federation, like India, the central government tends to be more powerful vis-a-vis the states. Very often, different constituent units of the federation have unequal powers. Some units are granted special powers. We'll discuss in detail in the next class. The examples of coming together federations are USA, Switzerland, and Australia. They are coming together federations, so state governments have a larger say in the policy making and in the decision making. So the state governments are equal in all the state governments are kind of equal and strong with respect to the central government or the federal government. On the other hand, holding together federation, the examples are India is a holding together federation, Spain is a holding together federation, Belgium, you have already seen how the central government divided its power to the provincial government, and capital government was also formed, community government was formed. So these are examples of holding together federation. So you got a clear idea about coming together federation and holding together federation that in coming together federation, since different states come together and decide to stay together, so of course they would keep their power, and hence in coming together federation, the balance of power goes in this way, that the state governments remain stronger vis-a-vis federal government. However, in the holding together federation, the country, the central government divide its power to the constituent units. So give its power to the different states, and hence the central governments are more powerful. Yes, however, different states can be granted unequal powers depending upon their formation and other factors. For example, in the past, as you have seen, Jammu and Kashmir had special powers. However, that Article 370 had been scrapped, and now uh, they have been made, Jammu and Kashmir had been made a union territory. So, and still in many states like the eastern states, you have special provisions. So those special provisions depends upon their formation as well as other physical features. Now, as we got the idea about the formation of federation, and we already got the understanding of federalism, what exactly it is, let's talk about the different features of federalism. From the definition itself, you got the idea that there are two or more levels of government. So in federalism, there would be two or more levels of government. The different tiers of government govern the same citizen. For example, like as somebody is citizen of a particular state, the person is citizen of the country as well. And the country, the rules made by or the law made by the central government as well as the state government would be for the citizen of the same place. So different tiers of government govern the same citizen. Jurisdiction of different tiers are specified in the constitution. I have already discussed this, that the different tiers, the central government or the state government and the local self-government as well, their power and their jurisdiction are clearly, their powers and jurisdictions are clearly mentioned in the constitution. And when we talk about jurisdiction, is the area over which someone has legal authority. Something that comes under someone is called jurisdiction. The area may be defined in terms of geographical boundaries or in terms of certain kinds of subjects. So, geographical boundaries, like the chief minister has a jurisdiction on a particular state. The prime minister's jurisdiction is is the whole country. So jurisdiction is the area over which someone has legal authority. Now the next point is fundamental provisions of the Constitution cannot be unilaterally changed. We cannot change the fundamental or the basic provisions of the Constitution unilaterally. Unilaterally here means, like, if the central government only wants to change, the central government could not change, or the state government alone could not change. So the affirmation of both the central government and the state government would be required. As we all know that courts are the guardian of the constitution. So courts and Supreme Court, the highest court, as well as the courts, have the power to interpret the constitution. What is wrong, what the decision, whether have been taken correct or incorrect. So these are interpreted by the constitution. Now the next thing is that revenue is very important. So the sources of revenue for each tier, that is central government or state government or local self-government, for all of them, the sources of revenue are clearly specified in the constitution. Now the next thing is dual objectives. We have already studied, that is also one of the feature of federalism. We have already studied the objective of federalism in the first part, that the objectives are two. The first one is to safeguard and promote unity of nation, and the second is to accommodate regional diversity. So one is unity and integrity of the nation, and the second one is to accommodate regional diversity. As we are already done with the video session, these are the assignments based on the lesson that we have discussed. Why the exact balance of power between the center and the state government varies from one federation to another. We have already discussed about the balance of power. You need to write 3 points related to that. Discuss the salient features of federalism, all the features you need to mention, and based on the question, differentiate between coming together federation and holding together federation. And the next is thought-provoking. Under which type of federation India comes? Mention any two features of such federation. So you would be able to easily answer all these questions based on the video lesson and the notes provided. Thank you and have a great day.